Welcome back. We're joined by Rapid City Police Department's Community Engagement Officer, Ben Parrow, and the Children's Home Society Family and Engagement Specialist, Marty Krause, to tell us more about how they're working together to serve Rapid City. Well, thank you guys both for joining me today. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Great, awesome. So can you guys kind of tell me a little bit about the partnership that you guys have?
Well, the Rapid City Police Department gets a lot of calls for service that, involves a lot of social service issues, and I think that's where the partnership with Children's Home Society comes in and can bring in that caseworker perspective, because many of these calls isn't just like an incident happened, but they need to be connected to resources in the community. That's where the partnership really comes in, where we're able to assist and direct people to the right resources to ultimately, reduce crime, reduce violence, and get people on the right track.
Yeah, and that was kind of my next question. How does that partnership help prevent or intervene when it comes to crime? Well,
I think the best way to describe that would be maybe an example of what we've done. We had a household with lots of calls for service, where after we got involved and got people to the right resources, and like for example, therapy up at Children's Home Society, there's therapists up there. There's also a psychiatrist, Dr. Wilson, and a nurse, so they can do med management under one roof, evaluations, and also therapy. Which, an advantage of that is that people then they're communicating because they're right in that area, and it's a clinic. So this couple different instances, but they needed even a higher level of service than what could be offered there. So in that case, this young person was able to be referred through the state and get into a residential program to get them stabilized so they could return home. That's the goal. And you can talk to another specific example.
Yeah, so the partnership with having Marty on the team and a law enforcement officer, sometimes we can, the word I'm looking for, I guess, co-respond to some houses. So it benefits us in safety, keeping Marty safe. I mean, sometimes we go to some higher calls for service households where there's been dangerous calls for service. So the safety aspect of it, and then just being able to streamline people into that is actually really helpful. Yeah. So.
And about how many children have you guys helped?
Well, the team, our caseload is, with the whole team is, it fluctuates, but it's generally you're in that 160 plus families, individuals you're working with. Directly to Children's Home, I've done paperwork on in excess of 20 for the referrals, and I know that I've got 3 or 4 pending right now. We're just trying to set up the time to sit down and do that. But the big advantage is, with this is we can, mental health services, the state, I think everybody does a good job, but there's such a need for that we're able to get people in fairly, in a quicker time frame sometimes because I'm there. Right. and I know the system, so.
Well, it's fantastic that you guys can help so many people. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And then Chief Meteorologist David Stradling says that he is returning this week. Your accurate First Alert forecast is next.